Let me state it there here, that Abure has tried to induce me with cash. I refused. He came to my house with a car gift. I refused. He offered me a new house. I refused. I want the right thing to be done.
Today, I appreciate you for giving me this privilege and this opportunity to be here to do very few remarks and few responses to some of the allegations made by the National Treasurer, the estranged treasurer of our party.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. We welcome you once again to our today's episode of this program. And today we get some videos for our table. We want to say one quickly the review to you concerning the things we want to say if they happen right now for inside this country, Nigeria. Day before yesterday, we see a very viral video where EBC, the National Treasurer of Labour Party, when EBC name na Oluchi Opara, take come aside from Arise News to raise up an allegation of fraud case against the National Chairman of Labour Party, when EBC name na Julius Abure, when EBC he worth over 3.5 billion naira. And for that very same interview, we equally showcase to you how EBC Rufai Oseni, after EBC, the National Treasurer, which is Oluchi, they make that very allegation, also call upon Julius Abure to make sure say he come to Arise News Studio to make sure say he can defend his own self for this very allegation. Not be something when EBC he will send somebody come. As we dey talk now, Julius Abure don't show up for Arise News Studio to also review your own side of the whole issue when EBC they allege against stand for this same money when EBC they talk about so when EBC is worth over 3.5 billion naira. I beg, pay attention to this very video because it is very, very important for us to know who really be who for inside Labour Party. We'll come back for more.
Joining us now on the morning show for a right of reply is Julius Abure, Chairman, Labour Party. National Chairman, Labour Party, Julius Abure, thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me on the morning show today. I appreciate you for giving me this privilege and this opportunity to be here to do very few remarks and few responses to some of the allegations made by the National Treasurer, the estranged treasurer of our party.
Okay, thank you also for joining us. Well, as they say, the thing speaks for itself. You know what the allegations are. Before now, spokesperson of the party, Abure, I tried to speak on your behalf. One of the things that Oluchi Opara said when she was on this show is that no, Abure or any other person cannot speak for you. That what she's demanding is accountability, that you should speak for yourself. And now you are here, and we hope that you will address all the issues she has raised, including the allegation that you used party funds, money paid for forms, money collected during by-election to buy houses for yourself in Nigeria and also overseas. So you may speak. We listen.
Well, first and foremost, I need to make it abundantly clear that I'm the first national chairman of the party to be able to, that I've been able to make and ensure that we have financial records in the office. Before my assumption of office as national chairman of the party, which was in 2021, there was no financial records in the office. Oluchi Opara has been the national treasurer of the party from 2014 to date. I will challenge her to bring all her records from 2014 that she became national treasurer to 2021 before I assumed office as the national chairman of the party. Today, as we speak, there's an accountant in the office. All the books of accounts are opened. The cash book, all the vouchers, receipt of payment, all available in the office, including all the bank statements are all available in the office. I must make it clear that I have never at any point in time stopped or prevented Oluchi Opara from carrying out her duties as National Treasurer of the party. What is her duties? If you look at our party constitution, article page 28 is very clear that the responsibility of the National Treasurer of the party is, number one, to receive monies and then pay same immediately to the party accounts. Today, it's no longer in vogue for monies to be paid to the treasurer who will pay into the account. People do direct transfers, and all these resources, all this money enter the party account directly. The second role of the national treasurer is to compile financial reports and then present to the House. The third function of national treasurer is to co-sign checks with me, and I have the right to sign checks with either the national secretary or the national treasurer of the party. I need to make it very clear that at no point have I stopped the national treasurer from performing her duties. I have some few checks here, photocopies of checks that I signed with the national treasurer in recent times. They are all here and they are very visible. I decided to make a few samples of it. This is the signature of Oluchi Opara signing checks with me last year. Some of these checks were in June, some were in July, signed by me and Opara as the national treasurer of the party. Some were signed in August, some in December. All these are available, and I'm sure that as soon as I leave this studio, I will use your platform to display so that you can have it. I have never at any point in time prevented her from doing or performing her duties. In June, when it was time for us to compile our records, abundantly we wrote to all the banks of all our banks, Fidelity Bank, Zenith Bank, named them. And we directed the bank that she should be obliged with all the statements of accounts to enable her compile whatever records she wanted to compile. I must state here clearly that those records are available in the office. But when it became apparent that she needed those records, we immediately obliged the bank. We immediately wrote to the bank, and these are all the letters we wrote to the bank to send all the bank statements to her so that she can go ahead to compile all her records. At no time have we stopped Oluchi from performing her functions as the national treasurer of the party. I must also put on record here that it is not true that she said the party have collected over 3.5 billion. I need to make it abundantly clear that we already have audited reports made by a certified auditor of the party. The party has an external auditor who has reviewed all the records, and we have all the audited statements of accounts from 2022 to 2023.
Okay.
All these records are available. The audited statement of accounts is here. I have them here. The total money in summary that entered the party between 2022 and now is 1,300,000,000. Nothing more, nothing less. We also got 700 million, which were the campaign funds that went straight to the campaign organization for the campaigns. I didn't know, and I cannot reconcile where she got the 3.5 billion that she talked about. I want to challenge her that she should make the records available where she arrived at the sum of 3.5 billion as money generated during the election.
Mr. Abure, let me come in here. Okay, so thank you very much for coming to respond to some of the very weighty allegations made by Madam Oluchi Okpara, Treasurer, until yesterday when the party suspended her for 6 months. Perhaps that's why you refer to her as estranged. I have some questions around. I'm sure you watched the interview yesterday. But the first thing I wanted to say was, yes, after yesterday's meeting, the National Working Committee said that what was in your account was 2.1 billion, as opposed to the 2 billion you just mentioned, because you said 1.3 billion, then 700,000 naira for campaign funds. That's making 2 billion. But what was said yesterday was 2.1 billion. So maybe to check that in terms of aligning with what the statement that was made yesterday. Sorry, let me just ask my questions. Yeah, because what was said was different. It was 2.1 billion. You just said 2 billion. Now, in terms of what she mentioned, number one, on her suspension, she says that she missed the flight that was meant to face the disciplinary committee. Why was that hasty decision made, despite the fact that she made an allegation? What would be assumed to naturally progress from that would be an investigation to either verify her claims or to debunk her claims. But what happened yesterday was a swift response by the National Working Committee and the Disciplinary Committee to suspend her for 6 months. Is there going to be an investigation instituted? Because when an allegation is made and she says she has evidence and proof, I don't know if an investigation has been done and you've been found, not culpable. Well, let me also interrogate what you said with regards to the signatories to the account. She made mention of the fact that the former chairman, Alhaji Abdulkader Abdul Salam, passed away in 2020, 29th of December to be precise. 14 million naira was paid into the party account February 18, 2021. She said that most of the 14 million withdrawn from the same account between 28th of February to 7th of March 2021, and she didn't co-sign. At the time, there were only 3 signatories to the account: yourself, the late chairman, and herself. Who signed those checks? How did those sums of amount leave the account if one signatory had passed, she wasn't aware of it, and you were the other signatory to the account? So just to respond to those things, please, because it's just so her suspension without investigating the matter, is that the process of the Labour Party? And of course, the issue of the amount of money that was withdrawn in that period.
Well, I will start with the very last question. The late chairman, Abdul Kadir Abdul Salam, passed on the 29th of December 2020. And on the 31st of December, we had a new acting national chairman who took over, Maria Lebeke. And we effected all the changes in the account. Change of signatories were effected. And that was why we were able to run the party from January 2021 to March 2021, when we had the NEC meeting in Benin, where I emerged as the national chairman of the party. All those money withdrawn between January 2021 and March were all withdrawn, and we co-signed with the acting chairman of the party, Maria Lebeke. I was the national secretary of the party at the time, and there was no way I could have withdrawn money from the account, or any person could have withdrawn money from the account without the A signatory. We were able to withdraw because we effected all the changes in the signatory. We brought in the new acting national chairman, Maria Lebeke, who co-signed all the checks with us. She equally, Oluchi Okpara, was one of those who also signed some of those checks. For instance, all the money that was spent during the NEC meeting in March were co-signed between the acting chairman and the treasurer. So change of signatories were effected, and we needed to run the party. We needed to do a lot of other activities of the party as at that time. And it was Maria Lebeke that was the co-signatory to that account. These facts are very clear and they are obvious. There can be no vacuum in leadership. There cannot be no vacuum in running an organization. And therefore, immediately he passed, we had acting national chairman. You know, some of us have very shallow memory and we hardly remember some of these things. But if you go to your records, even on the news, you recall that we had an acting national chairman for that period, Maria Lebeke, who acted during that period, and she was the grade number A signatory of that account. The facts are there, and people can easily verify it.
Very quickly,
now,
so the treasurer wasn't aware. So the treasurer wasn't aware.
Let me.
No, so the treasurer wasn't aware of the change of signatures.
I have stated here clearly that she was aware of the change of signatory. You can go to the bank, Zenith Bank, to go and confirm. We should not sit here and just make allegations. Go to the bank and confirm who were the signatory to that account between January 2021 and March 2021. The records are there. Bank statement will not lie. Banks will not tell you lie. Even as Arise Television, you can write to the bank for them to give you the facts, and I'm sure that they will gladly oblige you. Change of signatories were effected. Oluchi Opara was aware of it. She participated in the running of the party at that time. She co-signed almost all those checks along with us and the acting national chairman. I say here very clearly that most of the funds were released during the NEC meeting in Benin. She signed all those checks. Go and verify. I'm saying so very clearly. And I can, probably I don't have that account number here. You can have that account number. Reach out to the account officer, do your independent investigation, and you see that it is very, very clear. She was aware. She's only been mischievous by misinforming members of the public of the true state of affairs in Labour Party. The picture she has painted is a very wrong picture of the administration of Labour Party.
Mr. Abure.
And I'm very sure that's why the National Working Committee is enraged by her character and her behavior. Some of these issues, when it was brought to the attention of the National Working Committee, the National Working Committee had already set up a committee to look into the matters that were raised. She left, disregarded the committee, and went ahead to make these allegations all around the place. She said Peter Obi intervened. Peter Obi intervened and also asked her to hold on that those issues were going to be resolved. But she left, disregarded the party, disregarded the party leadership, disregarded the internal mechanism of the party, and decided to make these allegations that are spurious, that are baseless, on the leadership of the party.
Mr. Abure, a number of questions. No, if I may come in here, we've had your yes. Defense. You know, you keep going on the same thing. Let me ask you, one, how many bank accounts does the Labour Party operate? You've cleared the air about who the signatories are at this moment. That's one. Number two, Obiora, who was speaking for the party, said that there are external saboteurs involved, using Oluchi Opara as agent. Do you know who these saboteurs are, if you share that view? And then number three, is it true? We're hearing that you want to join the gubernatorial race on the platform of the Labour Party in your state, Edo State. You are from Edo, I think Edo Central. Is it true that you want to join the race, and that's why new guidelines have been given, and the primaries for Labour Party in Edo State has now been shifted till later in the month? Those three quick questions.
Well, let me state here clearly that we have three accounts. We have one in Zenith Bank, one in UBA, and then one in Fidelity Bank. And the signatories are the three signatories. Myself as A signatory, National Secretary as B signatory, and the National Treasurer as signatory C. Yes, Obiora Ifo stated clearly yesterday, And that's the opinion of the National Working Committee. And I'm sure that you have been following the activities of the party. Our major crime in the party, why people want to destabilize the party, it's not fair for me here to start mentioning names and parties here. If you follow the activities closely, you recall that the party came under attack after the general election of 2023. Obviously, the intention is to destabilize the party, disorganize it, take over the leadership of the party, and therefore destroy the very foundation of the party so that there would be credible opposition in the country. It is clear, very obvious, that a lot of people are being used to disrupt and cause chaos in the party. In Edo State, for instance, I must say here clearly that I'm not interested in the gubernatorial race. I'm not interested, I'm not going to run. I feel that the process must be transparent, must be open, and must be competitive. I have quarreled over the years that the reason why we have failure in leadership is because all other political parties who have given us leaders over the years have lacked internal party democracy, and therefore the best cannot come out of the parties. And therefore, now that I have this opportunity, especially in the Edo State, I will ensure, acting and working with my other colleagues in the National Working Committee, that the process will be free, fair, and credible. And I feel that I have that responsibility to ensure that I do that for the people of Edo, to make sure that we get the best of the best candidates. To answer you squarely, I am not running for the office of the governor in Edo State.
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say all of you don't listen to this very interview of Julius Abure when he be the national chairman of Labour Party. And how he be say he take come outside to state everything when he be say the national treasurer when he name now Oluchi Okpara come outside few days ago to allege about this very man. The truth of the matter not pass be say we not fit tell you now say 100% say waiting Julius Abure they talk say now 100% correct, or waiting Oluchi Okpara they talk say now 100% wrong. But the truth of the matter not pass be say we understand the politics of Nigeria. Right from the beginning of Labour Party, we don't see how EBC from every side that they use different people and different occasions they fight Labour Party because they know say yes, now party when Nigerians by themselves support and also want to put their hope. Even if EBC they never even produce the leader when EBC we need now. But in the nearest future, Nigerians still get hope for Labour Party. Now, the reason why EBC, they try everything by 10 to make sure say they bring Labour Party down. Yes, that one are the clear matter. So, you yourself, make you not be ignorant of these very facts. So, not just too much they carried away by the treasurer of Labour Party say why it will be saying now that one that will use. One thing when it be say I want make each and every one of us bear in mind, may we not forget not past be say Nigerians politicians feel buy anybody by anything when it be say they need that very favor. When it be say they want them for their own side, they feel buy anything. So make you not just doubt this very word. All right, I'll leave you to share your own opinion with us on the comment section, even as we draw the line of this very broadcast here. We will see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.